For all the latest reviews, interviews, and everything entertainment in Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, and Telugu, subscribe to Film Companion South now.
Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Prithviraj Sukumaran's Bro Daddy, which stars Prithviraj Sukumaran along with Mohanlal, Kalyani Priyadarshan, Meena, Kaniha, and the wonderful Lalu Alex. Now, it took me a while to get into this film, which is playing on Disney Hotstar. When I mean a while, I mean just about 10 minutes, because I'm not a great fan of. I like it in the cartoons, but when real movies use this Mickey Mouse music, this frantic, this Mickey Mouse music to kind of underline the comedy, that kind of annoys me a bit. And that was happening a little bit in the early portions of the film. And it also took me a little time because we've seen Prithviraj in a series of serious roles. It took me time to get into the pitch of his performance here. But I must say that after about 10 to 15 minutes, I was totally sold. Bro Daddy is a sweet, silly, very likable movie with lots of laughs. And I enjoyed all of that. But there's something more here. I have rarely seen someone put so much effort into staging a comedy which is usually seen as just a series of jokes and not worthy of being staged like a movie or anything like that. Because I'm not a real fan of Lucifer. I found the script very flabby and I don't think Prithviraj could do much with it. But in this much smaller film, he really shines as a director. And he really knows his cinema. For example, there is a shocking bit of news that he receives from his father Mohanlal. And of course, his face is shocked. Prithviraj's face is shocked. But then the camera does a dolly zoom, which is kind of how okay, go look up any article on Vertigo and find out what a dolly zoom is. But what I'm trying to say is that Prithviraj is shocked and the camera appears equally shocked. What I also really liked is how he lets the film breathe. The scenes really breathe. The story is about the confusion surrounding two sets of pregnancies, and this sort of thing is usually played at a very frantic pace. That does not happen here. Another thing that does not happen, which usually happens in those kinds of movies, is in those kinds of movies, the emphasis is mainly on the jokes. So they're like the scenes between the jokes are like, oh, just do anything and just like so that we can get to the next joke. But here, the script is a very solid one and it's written by Srijit N and Bibin Mallikal, and they realize that comedy stands out more when it's juxtaposed against bits of drama. Just little bits of drama are enough, but the comedy stands out more when you do that. For example, there is this very lovely echo scene where a fetus is addressed as a living thing, and the sentiment is first uttered by Prithviraj's girlfriend, and later it finds an echo when the same statement is repeated by Prithviraj's mother, played by Meena. Or take Kalyani Priyadarshan and her fondness for her father, played by Lalu Alex. Now, this fondness is evident whether she is apologizing to him for a big mistake that she's done, or even in a very, very casual scene where she's just like saying bye to him from a bus when she's going to another state. The relationships in this film really work, and there are very sweet touches like how Mohanlal watches Amitabh Bachchan movies on TV, or how Kalyani Priyadarshan was named, the character was named after the woman that her father was formerly in love with. There are small dramatic moments that work beautifully too, like the way Prithviraj and Kalyani make up after a fight. They make up over a phone, and you can see Kalyani's smile first, being this much and then growing to this much after what Prithviraj says. My favorite such touch is the scene where very worried Kalyani embraces Mohanlal at one point and he reassures her, and Prithviraj is there too. This tiny scene is so lovely because it underlines the seriousness, but in a very light way. It underlines the seriousness under all this comedy. Things are woven very organically into the script. For example, take the maternity hospital angle. At first, at an event early on in the movie, we hear that somebody is planning to build a series of such hospitals. Then in the middle of the movie, we realize that to market the series of hospitals, a very high-level ad plan is needed. And at the end of this movie, we get this high-level ad plan that solves not just the hospital's marketing issues, that it's really good ad, but also solves the film's central problem beautifully. The Lalu Alex character is the butt of all jokes, but his daughter's fondness for him and the few scenes that he has after he realizes the truth make sure that he never loses his dignity. We may laugh at this man, but he's never treated like a clown. He's very emotional about the company that he runs, which was established with great difficulty by his father, and you understand his attachment to this company and why he got so angry when Prithviraj mocked it so casually. You first think that it's just a joke,
But then now you understand, that is much later, you understand the attachment that this man has to the company, and that is why at first you were so irritated.
Now, some jokes don't land all that well. For example, the fact that Kalyani keeps making bad coffee, or the fact that someone faints at the sight of blood. And I had mixed feelings about the character played by Sobin Shahi. He's an event manager. He gets a terrific crack about camel biryani, but I was not sure the character was really needed, and I felt the movie would have benefited. It would have become shorter and a little tighter without this character. But Bro Daddy works. It works because of the script, it works because of the way it's been handled, and it works because the cast works wonderfully. There's Kalyani Priyadarshan, there's Kaniha as her mother, there's Meena as Mohanlal's wife, there's Lalu Alex, and above all, there are the two leading men on whom this movie has been mounted. Mohanlal and Prithviraj share amazing chemistry. There's a scene where Mohanlal says, "This is not my son, he's actually like my buddy," and that chemistry actually comes through. The imagery and color, bright and happy, just like in an ad film, and bright and happy is how this film left. So that's it about Bro Daddy. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South, and I'll see you soon at the movies.